showed you the
Make
little
sure y'all get into the live and see if there's any.
I'm trying to right now.
the Spider-Man thing.
Can you hear me from here?
Mhm. I'm in there.
Can you hear me from here?
Can you hear you from where?
Like this?
Oh, from
Sitting.
that distance.
Can you hear me in the mic?
No, not very well. You have to move it closer.
Can you hear me in the mic now?
Mm.
I'm not supposed to be right up here on it.
I mean, I can hear you
So you can hear me?
a little bit.
I can hear you.
I can hear her a little bit.
Do I need to put it closer?
A little bit, maybe.
If it's anywhere closer, it's gonna be in my throat. I can't put it much closer.
Oh, I think it's because
Do you have me turned down?
I did. Did I?
Are you trying to mute me?
Maybe.
Trying to.
Does it sound any different?
I can hear you a lot better.
I can hear a buzzing.
I can hear you now,
You can hear a buzzing.
but mine sounds
Sounds like
louder.
a bee's in my ear.
What about a buzz now?
I can still hear the buzz.
That might be your brain.
That's not my brain. My brain knows how like a.
How do you know? It could be a drone.
In my ear. I still hear the buzzing.
Yeah, because they put the implant in your brain.
They didn't put nothing in my brain. When would they have done that?
Do you ever sleep?
Yes.
Then
I would have felt it.
you would have.
And we're on live.
Did they
Oh,
put
yeah.
it in when they took my tubes out when I kept breaking my Barbie Jeep? When I
Hey,
was
can
like,
you go up there and click that button that says OK?
Can I go up there and click the button?
Yeah.
If it's okay.
I can't see the screen.
What?
I can't see the screen here.
You were just up there.
I know, but that just popped up.
Okay.
Walk behind it so they don't.
Walk behind what?
There you go. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. We're about to get started with a little one of our podcasts, I guess you would call it. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
Is the thing off?
The thing's off, but I don't know if it, it's off right now. It's not following around. You good over there? All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Clues Podcast. So I guess the two biggest things going on in, got a little doggo here. Probably you step on his head.
No,
Poor
he
buddy, come
darted his
here.
head up real fast and he hit his head on my foot. Come here, bub.
We saw the video the other day. It was like, is it okay? We just says like, is it okay for somebody to ask you how's it going?
Right.
Because you don't ever know what the response is going to be now.
Oh.
Because there's tons of people that's out there that's just living day-to-day life and doesn't know anything about UAPs, UFOs, Luigi,
Mario.
Mario. They're not aware of those things going on. So
Right.
really your answer could vary, because let someone ask me right now, how's it going or whatever. I mean,
How's it going?
no, it's like,
It's like that meme that said, like, the way that things are going right now, a portal to another dimension could literally open up
in
in
your
the
kitchen.
and we'd just be like, oh, okay, well,
Okay.
something else to live with.
I mean, like, where did we get to the point of, like, I mean, we're still all very kind of skeptical, right? But where did we get to the point of, like, the thing had followed me again. It just started following me. Let me
I think
adjust
you're
my
doing
camera.
something with your
Do you-
hands.
Do you remember whenever
With
I
her,
tried
his
this?
hands?
Yes.
You talk with your hands all the
Look,
time and it don't follow
It don't
you.
follow you.
But is it not that zoom in thing where you have to, like, clap your hands
If the
together?
camera rotator thing is turned off, then it's
It was already turned off, and then
It's
it
trying to
clicked
follow
on.
me back
It,
there.
it always follows him.
Alrighty then.
They don't want people talking, whoever they are.
We haven't even started much.
For entertainment purposes only, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I guess a good thing you cleaned the living room.
It stays clean.
Oh, does it? And there's the behind the scenes of our podcast.
Womp, womp, womp.
Now, let's hope
Anyways. Oh, that was loud.
That was funny.
What?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, just technical amateurs here that don't know how to set up a camera right. That's what we are.
Yeah, it's our fault. Ooh.
It's trying to distract my train of thought.
Well, I already forgot what we were talking about, so it worked for me.
I said, how did we go? Now my head's nodding. That's all right. I don't need my whole head in it.
Let me go fix it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you get it.
Let it follow you for a minute.
Turn. Get her spot, Waylon. Go get her spot.
Well, Haley, what you doing, buddy?
I'm just being a sweetheart, like always.
Go the other way. Keep going.
I'm just so sweet. Him loves being on camera. Who?
Waylon.
Hey.
Oh, there we go.
He's talking to you.
I see her.
Am I gonna get cut out again?
All right, come up with it. Go over. The other way.
Your other one.
All right, I think that's pretty good. I can come up a little more. I know. This is not your ASMR session. We're waiting on our techie to get us going.
Here's the commercial.
All right. Is that good?
Hey, how about my socks match my pajamas?
Everything.
How did
Well,
that
so
work
does your
out?
hat and shirt.
Wow.
Wow. I match.
Yeah, you do.
Everything matches for me.
Yeah.
It was gingerbread.
All right,
it
so-
was gingerbread day.
How did we go from just thinking about everyday stuff, right? Like going about your business, going to work, going to your job. How do we get to that point to like, now we're talking about like UAPs or UFOs are here, but we don't really have the answers. When did that happen? How do we get to that point of, I guess like they've been pushing it right a little more because you've been
A
seeing
little
it
bit
more.
more, yeah.
So what are your opinions on it? Like, why are we? First of all, what do you think it is? And then, why do you think there's so much more of it now? Like, why now? Like, what's the biggest reason that we're seeing these increases?
They're trying to distract us from something else bigger that's going on.
Okay, they're distracting us. It's like, so for instance, I always see videos and I always see when you get into some type of conspiracy theories, you always see that's always smoke and mirrors that it's just the world we see is just a movie, like a stage or whatever, right? So if you're saying they're trying to distract us for something, who's trying to distract us from what? What do you think?
Who's trying to distract us?
Yes, who's trying to distract us?
The government.
Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. We're just discussing it. So, all right, so the government would try to distract us, or would they try to get us? Why would they try to distract us? Like what for? Are they trying to do something else that's totally unrelated to aliens or UAPs or whatever? Or is it something to prep us for this something along the same lines? You know what I'm saying? Like one can easily say, okay, this is all a distraction for the Diddy case and Diddy trials because we don't want everything to, you know what I'm saying? So people can try to tie that together. They can try to say, hey, this is, but I think this is,
Hey guys, don't worry about Diddy. The aliens are coming.
yeah. Diddy, like, where's the aliens? No. I think it's just hard to, think about with everything going on, like, why would they just drop it out of nowhere? So do they suspect something's coming up? Or do they,
I feel like they would know.
or do they want to put that fear in people's mind and then say, okay, guess what? We've got technology that's advanced beyond years of what y'all even know about. And then they're putting these, for entertainment purposes only, they've either got this type of technology, so these are theories, right? We've got this, our own technology that we've been developing and we're able to put this up there. Now, some of it may be unidentifiable, right? But like, why would we not try to get even close to it? Like, we have stealth jets in the military, where it's some of our advanced technology. Like, why wouldn't we try to get as close as we could to something like that without shooting it or do whatever, just to observe it? You're telling me that, like, with everything that's happened, let a missile hit the air or something, that something will respond and blow it up once it gets over. Now, these things are hovering over nuclear plants. They're hovering over water. You know, New Jersey. New Jersey is one of the biggest things right now on places that are seeing these occurrences. So the question is, like, there are people that knows what it is. Everybody's claimed that we don't know what it is. Don't let them fool you. There are people that know what it is. They have to. So either they're trying to trick us with advanced technology from our side to try to get us to be in fear of something, and that way we can say, like, oh, wow, don't push back too much because, we might need the government to help us with these aliens, right? A big conspiracy theory. I'm not an expert in it.
They are the aliens.
Yeah. Another conspiracy theory that's going on is, for entertainment purposes only, is Project Bluebeam. So even back, I think this is the 50s, and there are experts out there, so I don't want to misquote or missay anything. It was like a thing back in the 50s or 60s where they said that the government would use holograms and technology to make people to see stuff that really wasn't there, that they would have the ability to project the stuff out there. And you see a lot of stuff that you can't explain really, like that looks like it would be a hologram projection, but our mind hasn't been able to fathom anything that's been able to create that yet. But if you look in China and Japan, how they're so advanced in technology, man, some of their holograms are so realistic that I don't think we've really seen everything that's out there. As you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're so wrapped up in day-to-day stuff, working 9 to 5, whatever you do, and then you're trying to relax on it. You kind of get wrapped up in so much that you don't pay attention to what's going on. But I believe we have technology that's advanced, and I believe other countries China's always and Japan's always in a constant battle with us. Not war. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it's a competition for technology, and because they're iPhones and everything. I mean. And they're light years ahead of us, and we would be fortunate to know what half they know on technology. But it just seems to me that if we have something out there that's magically over only the United States, that's another question: is why is it just here? Why is it the agenda for entertainment purposes only? Why is it the agenda for this mass stuff to just appear over the United States? What significance is that,
I didn't think about that.
I mean, and I've seen a few videos of people posting it from other countries, but it's nowhere like it is here. I mean, like if you look at people going live now and people showing videos, there's up to, 20 to 30 drones. And don't get me wrong, there are drones out there that people don't realize that cost $50,000. And there's more that can even cost more than that. I mean, it's like military grade drones. And we just don't know what they're capable of doing. I'm not sure if it would compare to this technology or not, because a video I posted earlier and someone asked a question like, if these are high-tech drones or UFOs, then why do they need to have these lights out there like airplanes and helicopters, Like, why do they need that? Like, if you have a stealth mode plane, you're not going to go in stealth mode to another country and show your airplane there with flashing lights. So if their technology with UFOs is so much far advanced, what purpose would those lights flashing, those 3 that look like airplanes or drone lights, what purpose would they even serve? Why would they need that? And people say, well, it's because they want to make their presence known. Like, you just wouldn't do it through that. So it's like either it's manipulation, like I said, the holograms, Project Bluebeam, or we do have technology that's there that would say, that would make us question a lot of stuff, right? And then there is the very vast population that believes and that has encountered actually what they believe as being these type of creatures. They've been abducted, and I do that because I haven't been abducted, so I use the word very lightly because
That you know of.
I don't want to. I don't want to offend anyone, but abducted, I guess that would be the correct term we're using these days. So you can't discredit their experiences, and I know a lot of people jump on the abduction train, right? It's kind of like back in the 80s when it was kind of big. I know, Roswell was even before that, but it kind of led up to like really fascinations with it. Like, and people kind of, they benefited financially off just the thought of like UFOs and UFO encounters. And so you have places like, in Roswell and Arizona as popular places. But back then when people had encounters back then, they were forced to shut down and not talk about it. And so even the proof or whatever they had back then with the encounters were totally just like, these people were crazy and nobody would ever come forward. Because why would you come forward and say you saw a little green man standing in the field or a little gray man? Because they would call the nut house and say, hey, we've got somebody down here that's seeing people down here that don't exist. So over time, it became a very big taboo to say you saw anything, even if it was spiritual, paranormal, if you saw a spirit or if you saw anything that you couldn't explain. You didn't really talk about it because it was like, number one, it was always associated with being demonic or being of a bad entity, right? Mm-hmm. So uneducated people, and that's basically what we all are, uneducated people always make assumptions based off of what they've always been taught. And so if I'm always taught this one specific way, then I'm always going to see that as that being the way. So, but as technology advanced and we've got TikTok, we've got Facebook now, more, and you're saying, well, why now? Why is it so much? I think it's caused more having to do with we do have technology available to capture it now, and a lot more people are not ashamed or afraid to show it. Mm-hmm. I mean, so a lot more people are coming forward with it, and all these people are like, old crazy Uncle Joe over here that we've had in the nut house for 15 years because he saw this little spaceship land in his backyard and take his cow away from him. So those are the type of biases and judgments I think that we've kind of hopefully gotten. I think we're trying to get away from, but still, it's still not widely talked about, right? Don't go into your work tomorrow and just start saying, hey, what about those aliens coming?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like, we still got a nut over here, right? Like I said, there's tons of people of the population that have no clue this is even going on.
Why, like, when you look up UFOs and everything, why is it always a cow?
I
Why
know.
is it abducting a cow?
Well, your sister even has a shirt with the cat driving a UFO, but they're like beaming down on a cat.
But why is it always
on a cow.
Why is it always
sorry.
a cow?
Maybe the milk. I mean, maybe they got Oreos and they need that milk. With
Like, that's so weird. Like, that's the most common thing. It's just like, oh, it's a cow.
So the question I'd ask earlier is like, okay, if they are UAPs, UFOs, whatever, okay, cool. But where are they during the daytime? I only seen footage. I've seen a few footage that's questionable going at dusk. Like it's getting like a little dark. But most of the footage you always see is like at nighttime.
They put the invisible mode on their ship during the
So
daytime.
they put the invisible mode, so they're able.
Look it up and see what
So
it
they're
says.
able to do invisibility during like a cloak, right? Just
I
to blend
wouldn't
into
doubt
the
it.
matrix.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But why do they need the lights at night to fit into the matrix? Why can't they observe at nighttime?
Maybe they're trying to make themselves slowly known.
Who?
Like, the aliens.
Why would they? Okay, so why won't they come in during the daytime though?
Maybe they're scared.
Or here's another theory that's been out there. Like I said, we're going down rabbit holes tonight. There are some theories are there.
wait.
What does it say?
So the aliens know when we are in bed asleep, and they come to see if we are not trying to destroy this planet.
So one theory
why.
one theory is that we're so closed-minded to think that there's only one species.
One species. There's multiple species of aliens.
Well,
Yeah.
now, have you ever heard of reptilians?
Yes.
Okay, what about skinwalkers?
Yes. Those are species of aliens.
Well,
What are they? Now, I don't know.
You got that, but see,
those are scary. When I think of aliens, I don't think of like, oh, like terrifying. Like thinking of now, it's like okay, but when you think of like reptilians and skinwalkers, you're like, oh, they're gonna.
But
kill
listen,
us
and we've
all.
always been forced to think that, I don't want to put this badly, but we've always been kind of like, not forced, we've always been kind of led to believe when you hear the word alien, it's like foreign or something bad. And you know what I'm saying? Some people would think like, but like, it's like, not to me. It's like, I don't feel threatened when I hear alien, you know?
You gotta grow up watching. What is it? Home and Aliens in the Attic.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
friendly
E.T.
aliens.
E.T.
And E.T. He's the friendliest one of all.
Did you know that like E.T. introduced Reese Pieces and they actually wasn't supposed to be in the movie? And I think it was like a last minute change to where they put Reese Pieces in there, and that's kind of where they got their big blow up at. That's the candy
Because
they
like,
use.
I've seen more friendly
Those were so
alien movies than I've ever seen evil alien. Like even in what's that one show that we watched
which show?
with the guy and the baby alien?
Oh, Resident Alien.
Oh, Resident Alien.
He was even friendly. And the only thing that was like the little baby one tried to eat people.
Oh, that was cute.
So is it crazy to think that there may be different species of, if aliens are real, is it weird to believe that there may be different species? Think about animals. There's way bunch of different species of animals. Or are we going to automatically assume that it's human species like us? Like we think of humans, the whole human race, we kind of look similar. We have, unless there's, a defect, we all pretty much are similar in the way that we operate. So do we go ahead and apply that concept to aliens and saying that they're all just one breed and concept too? Or do we look at it as a possibility of it could be on the animal kingdom side of things to where there's multiple species?
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Now she's
I mean,
gonna be
like-
like questioning everything she sees.
I think that's why we're supposed to, not really everything you see, but you're not supposed to take everything for like face value. You're supposed to question it.
Look, going back to your question earlier about UFOs during the daytime versus
Yes.
the nighttime, you can go and try to see stars and the planets during the day all you want, but you're not going to be able to see them.
But I can see the helicopters and the planes up there that are the same.
Right.
So
But
if they're saying these are
human
drones,
eyes are limited. We don't see everything that we're supposed to be able to see. So if you get
We'll
like
see 'em at night.
if you get infrared infrared glasses
Right.
or whatever and go out there during the daytime, you can see some stuff.
yes, but what I'm
But
like,
when you take the glasses off,
when
because we
we're
can't
seeing
see
these
with our
videos,
naked eyes.
I've seen a lot of the videos of the drones from New Jersey, and what they're saying is they're about 6 foot wide and they're about the size of a vehicle,
And they look lower.
and they kind of look like the shape of some of them look like the shape of an airplane. So a lot of people saying they're just airplanes, but the way they move is very different. Like it's always, like I could see it being an advanced type of aircraft, but but even at nighttime when they're filming the videos, you can see the outlines of it and you can see it there. So
Right.
that's kind of suspicious. Like, why are we not seeing this type of movement a lot during the daytime?
Have none of the people thought, oh, let me put down my phone and look through a telescope?
Yeah, why? And I think they have, and here's another thing, they have flying bans going on right now in that area. For instance, I don't think they're allowing drone operators to fly in that area.
Flying band.
A flying ban. And I
heard,
think
like,
someone just recently got arrested. A flying ban? No.
Confused.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're not calling 911 on this live stream, but that would get more viewers in here.
Oh, so funny.
Okay. It's been a long day, okay?
Yeah, this is what happened. But keep in mind,
And it's only 7.
no, keep in mind, here's I am. Imagine this. We have breaking news here. This is United States government. Their aliens are real. We've seen the spacecraft in the sky. We don't know how many. We don't know what they are. We don't know what they look like. We just know that there's a bunch of them. Oh, and by the way, could you go to work tomorrow and then happen to pay your mortgage? how do you process that? Like, how do you take all that information from them saying that aliens are real, we see their spacecraft, but can you please go to work tomorrow because if you don't, you're going to get written up.
Or
So-
you're not going to get money to pay your bill.
You don't have any PTO. You can't. Sir, I understand there's an alien invasion that the government said we have aliens. I get that. But we're short a teacher in first grade.
See you later,
We're going to
Callie.
need you to come on in. Could you please go around the debris in the road?
Sacrifice me.
Could you go around the debris in the road?
Just like catch a ride on one of the UFOs.
Yeah,
Get
hey.
her real quick.
If there happens to be a wreck, or like if you walk out there and it looks like the Walking Dead with all the cars and everything, just get a ride on UFO and have them drop you off. You know?
Sorry, we haven't authorized the aliens to substitute yet. So
Yeah, I mean, how
She'd
do we-
get there
that.
faster.
Huh?
She'd probably get there
would?
faster.
I'd bypass
Go,
all the
you get to
traffic. Wouldn't have to sit in that I-45 traffic.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. If they needed a tribute, if they said, I need someone to communicate with these, please, for the love of humanity, please do not let them talk to anybody in charge in our country. Please don't let them talk to anyone. Oh my God, it started moving again.
Oh my gosh.
It got me. Hang on.
You're moving your hands too much. Stop talking with your hands.
I'm gonna tell you. It doesn't
No, he mentioned the people that run our country.
Hang on.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
We're not saying that enough, are we?
I think we've said it plenty, and it probably needs to be plastered
I
across
think
the
Dad
bottom
needs
of
to
the
say it
live.
before anything he says, apparently.
Well,
It needs to be in the description of the live.
It needs to be on his forehead.
I need to wear a shirt.
Shirt. Entertainment purposes only.
Wow.
That thing's turned off too. This is the second
They
time it's
love
done it.
It's ridiculous.
It's because he talks with his hands and he's doing some type of
No,
cue.
here, listen. Do you remember one day I sat there and I said, we're going to test it. And I talked with my hand and I moved for 5 minutes straight. I did everything I could. I clapped on it. I tried to get it to zoom in. I tried to do everything. I could not do it again. The only way that thing does is if that button gets clicked over there. And I'm not saying people don't have the ability to hack into your computer and click
Maybe
it.
it's a ghost in our area.
Oh yeah, or
It's
the government.
studio ghost.
But I will carry on with this. What I thought was, please don't talk to anybody in charge in our government. We are doomed. We are, for entertainment purposes only. This, if I was writing a comic book, and I was, say, if I had a country that was maybe called United States of Blueberries, and then we said one day that we had an invasion coming. Not really an invasion, but we said that they're out there. In that comic book, I would say, please do not talk to these people in charge, because we don't have any hope if they do. Going back to our tribute to go and negotiate on our behalf. Now, if I get evaporated the very first time, then it was worth it. Not from our people, but from their people.
Google it says that there could be as many as 36 different species of aliens in our galaxy.
36 different species. So how would Google know that? What does it mean by in our galaxy? Like, because listen, sometimes did y'all hear about this? Is a weird.
It says, and they could range from simple to intelligent life.
So something as simple as.
It just says there could be many different species of aliens. They could range from simple to intelligent life. It says a University of Nottingham study suggests that there could be as many as 36 species of aliens in our galaxy.
Okay, so I would have to look at the source, but Nottingham, okay, like they've already studied this,
Yeah, it says they studied
and
it.
so they come up with different species of aliens, and
doesn't say anything like what the species could be. It just said there could be up to 36.
I mean, my question is, okay, sound the alarms when you get past there may be more than one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
report that there may be up to 36. Like,
Hold up.
listen,
Some people don't even believe that there's one out there.
now, did
They
you
don't
count 30 for sure? And then you're estimating on the other 6? Or,
Still 30.
or
Or.
are you just saying like, oh, there just could be 36, you know? How did we get to the number 36?
I guess you need to call University of
See,
Nottingham.
look, this is what the issue is. People do studies and people find all this information, and people just don't believe it. They don't care about it. You know, it's because what at the end of the day, people are like, what does it have to do with me going to work and trying to make a living? Excuse me, sorry. So that was that part. That was just one part of the question. Now, let's talk about, I said one part of our point. The other thing we said we was going to talk about today, in which I don't have tons and tons and tons of information. There's experts that have been covering this since ground zero, is the individual named Luigi.
Luigi.
Okay, but wait. Do you think aliens would be like
Okay,
our...
let's go back to aliens.
Wait, no.
No, it's fine, because
I had a
I had
question.
some more stuff going on.
Because I read something about like contactees describing that like the aliens they came in contact with were 6 to 7 feet tall. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, but then there's the other one that says,
I was like, that's what I was about to say. Is like, do you think they're like our height or they're like super tall?
I don't know,
Like-
but personally, I hope that if they show up, they do kind of look like the ones that were on the show Roswell.
my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, I do think there's different species.
Excuse me.
Now, the guy, I can't remember his name. He's a famous person or whatever that did the videos of the Miami Mall. I can't remember his name, Spritz,
yeah.
or I don't want to mispronounce his name, but
yeah,
he's something like
yeah.
that. You know, it's like, hey, I have this.
I tried. Those were...
Hey, I had, and they said those were like anywhere from 8 to 10 foot tall. So some people reported seeing this 8 to 10 foot tall. Some people reported seeing 6 foot tall, and so we do know that they're different sizes, whatever they are. But how does this how do we just keep? It's all played together? Like it happened. It seemed like it was so long ago when the Miami thing happened, and people brushed it off because, like I said, they said that it was just a bunch of people that were getting together and, and fighting with sticks, like the dumbest thing they could ever say, right?
But
But you call 123 units or
And you
whatever.
wouldn't have the whole entire like mall running out of the building because people were fighting with sticks, especially as they
Right.
described it, like
So-
teenagers.
Okay. Now, the question is, was that, for entertainment purposes only, was that a staged event?
Like them seeing the aliens, or like
No, it's on you.
She's moving her hair.
For it-
It's some
It
movement
doesn't
that y'all
matter.
do
No,
just
listen,
right
it
here.
doesn't.
for entertainment purposes only. Well, I was trying to understand the question you were saying. I mean, asking.
Maybe whoever's talking from now on needs to keep their hands completely still.
That's the part. But this isn't gonna trigger it.
It could. I think
No.
it's hand
I have
motion.
been playing-
I think when y'all constantly are doing
Listen,
something like this right here.
I have been doing this with my hair the whole entire podcast.
Exactly, but
And
you
it's
weren't
never been
talking.
on me.
It
Yes,
has
I
to be-
have.
It starts
I've
going
been
to the
talking a
person that's
lot.
talking.
Leonard.
Leonard.
Leonard?
Leonard?
Where's Leonard?
Who's Leonard?
I don't know who Leonard is.
Well, Leonard, I know it's off of Big Bang Theory.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Big Bang Theory.
Leonard?
It's not. No, this is Waylon.
The evidence is on, if you ever need it, it's on the lives. If you ever talk about, you ever had a feeling that they was tapping into you and
Feel like
watching
yes,
the camera? Like,
every
no,
time.
we never felt like it, but can you take a look at this?
Okay, I mean, it was different when they kept pointing at you, but now
Hey,
they're
can
pointing
you please
at me.
take a look at these wild videos that we've captured?
I didn't even say nothing. Remember? Okay, but yeah, what was
Okay.
your question?
Well, let's see if I can start talking. They'll just follow me.
What
All
was
right.
your
What's
question?
some trigger words here?
You think you
My
said
question
you asked if it was
what,
staged?
what if it was a staged event? and this is
like
and
what
they're
part
tying-
was staged?
okay. So like in my lifetime, for entertainment purposes only, for my lifetime, we've had some events that have been what you would call propaganda events happen.
Oh,
Like for whatever purpose, it's been a propaganda. Like I'm not going to go into specifics because there are a lot of people that went through a lot of torment for some of these, and I wouldn't be on one side or the other with saying conspiracy not. Some of the biggest massacres and stuff that we've known about have been considered by some theorists to be a staged event in order to push some type of agenda. Because usually after a big event happens with the type of, say, mass unalivings, then you would have a pow agenda come up. You know, a GUN. You would have that agenda come up, right? So it was like a lot of these events and agendas were being pushed after a big event happened. So now that brings us to, I haven't really stayed, I'm gonna be very honest. I have not even been worried. I'm not gonna say worried because I'm not worried. It's on me again. Now, why would it be? I'm just like this. Look, if it takes me 3 hours, I don't even care.
But
The thing is,
it always, if it could follow you all the way back there, it would.
if it
It's like they try to get you fixated on one thing while they're like doing like something else is in the making. That's what it kind of seems like, you know.
it got all around there that time. It went all the way to the other door.
Really?
Because like, what's the point of having like half the country or whatever fixated on just one thing if you're not trying to do something while they're so interested in this one thing?
Just keep that thought. All right. So, but what'd you say? Why would you have?
The thing was moving.
Okay, go ahead.
Why? Yeah. Why would you have like half the country fixated on one thing if they weren't in the works with like something else?
So you're automatically assuming even half the country knows about that.
Well,
But-
I'm just saying. Like,
Okay, so can you think about? There's going to be 3 or 4 major distractions I'm going to throw at you, and you tell me like what do any of them like the purpose? Okay, all right, Diddy case, presidency right there in the whole thing. Aliens, Luigi. Now, it's funny that I'm lumping him in there, but there's a bigger
government.
it all ties kind of together. That I don't even we haven't even talked about that. I'm not even getting into that story yet. But what would you think? Why would you think they would stage that? Do you think that it could be a staged event? Only reason I say that is like Fritz, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, and I apologize if I am, but the guy that had the only video that made it.
Right. At the mall in Florida.
All these people, social media. Look, you show me going one mall to where all these people are probably not live streaming, where all these people are not recording their videos. And you telling me that this mall is full of teenagers and young adults,
and only one person got their
and
video
only
out.
one person got their video out
Even though they claim though that they were
made 'em-
stopping them at the door
and delete them.
and making them delete them.
But
like,
even with the phones now, when you delete a thing, it goes to your recently deleted. Like, it doesn't completely delete it yet.
And
Yeah.
you not telling me as soon as someone knows that they're up to at least at minimum to snap right then.
I know.
or
yeah.
TikTok. Well, it'd been taken down, but Snap, yeah.
Yeah.
So like there would be something circulate now. All these people, let's make it a big thing. 123 units, so people start questioning it. You used all your resources for the whole city. You sent them right to that one place. That means technically any crime could have been committed all over the whole city.
Well, that's what we should look up. What crimes were committed that were reported?
It
after
probably
that
wasn't-
event.
If you knew, technically people wouldn't have known that, right? Unless you were in the area. You don't know how many units they have. You just like, man, that's a lot of stuff going on. So there's no way to know how many units are in there. But they sent
Unless
all.
something else was happening elsewhere that they needed.
So
to
did they
direct our
want so much
to something
attention
different.
drawn to that?
Right.
So people were like, okay, it was just these two groups of people fighting with sticks. Then they said, oh no, we realized that this person has come forward with an attorney saying that they're going to release this information if we don't tell them what happened because he has footage.
Right.
And then they come back and say, yes, this footage exists and we know he has it. And then he come back and says at one point in time that the footage, that he's okay, he hasn't disappeared, and something about maybe the footage wasn't real. So, and that they were, some people said that they were doing it for a a project, right? A school project or whatever, a movie project. And then now what I'm saying is you tie that to this, all of a sudden now here's this next distraction that piggybacks off of it, that all the drones are just now coming out of the sky. And yes, aliens are real, and people are getting to ask questions, specific questions, and to the, like people that are supposed to be in charge, excuse me. But there hasn't been a lot of information given.
They haven't confirmed it yet, have they? Or did they?
They did confirm that
That there's extra.
that they've been in contact with.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that they've been in contact with non-human-like creatures.
That is even crazy to even admit that you've been in you've been in contact with.
Well, once again, what are they preparing you for? Sorry. I think either we've known about it and we've been pushing some type of agenda this whole time to prepare us for this moment, or we've been fabricating a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Which I wouldn't put it past anything these days, but like the videos, the videos that they just like surfacing. These videos have been out there for a while, but they're just now pushing out there a little more now. All these, hey, did you see this video of back 1950s or 60s when they interviewed this alien, right? And
That is
what I'm
so
saying?
freaky.
Where it
Have
looks,
you seen that?
I mean, and then
Its voice
And they were
sounds
warning
like
everyone about
so
AI or
like-
something.
Yeah.
you've got, on top of that, you've got people that you've been told to believe your whole life, like NASA, putting this information out there about what
The ocean.
out there and all this. Like, how you've been told to trust that. So either what they're telling you is true, or you can go back and question a lot of stuff that you've been told by NASA as pushing another agenda. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of the moon, right? You don't want to get on those moon landings and all that, because we're supposed to be talking about the aliens and Luigi.
Haven't got that far yet.
We haven't got that far, because once you start thinking about that, you're thinking about like
All the
why
other
we're
thoughts
not still
pop
worried,
up.
right? Why we're still not
Wait,
worried
wait,
about
wait.
aliens, right?
I'm still confused on why, when they were looking for Luigi.
We didn't even get into the whole
But
story
I
yet.
just have to say this, or I will forget it.
Okay.
So, why, when they were looking for Luigi,
Uh-huh.
did they decide to have a Luigi look-alike contest? Was that to?
All right,
Was
listen,
that
this is
because
going
of
to get
all the
very
people
deep.
that,
Listen,
like,
this is going to
are-
be very
he's
deep.
Robin Hood, so they were trying to help him out so he could get away.
This is going to be, yes.
Okay.
So,
That's kind of like where I was thinking that was going.
yeah, for
but-
entertainment purposes only,
This is
Luigi.
also the first time I've heard about any of this stuff.
Yeah, so Luigi.
Oh, Luigi.
Yeah, so like in New York, where the-
So
Because
this hitman.
I just found out that the dude actually died. I saw something on TikTok,
yeah.
but I never even knew that the
So-
CEO
So
died.
this, yeah, he unalived, yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the guy that they arrested, so like,
So let's tell the backstory. So
wait 1 second.
well, we're going to say that the a CEO of Humana Healthcare, or who was it?
United.
Sorry,
Healthcare.
United Healthcare. One of their CEOs was unalived by a hitman
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
But they showed this picture of this guy, and he had a dark sweat, like a hoodie on,
A hoodie with
and
his
a
face
backpack,
covered.
and he had his face covered. But then they had another picture where the hoodie appeared to be a different color,
And the
then
backpack was
the
a different
backpack
shade.
Was like, instead
And
of
they
black, it
had,
was like
and this time
silver.
they had the mask pulled down
Yeah.
and said, "This is the guy we're looking for."
Yeah. And so it turns out that the guy they ended up arresting, though, they've romanticized him in a way. Well, they're calling him Robin Hood for one, but because he's not really bad looking, so they're all romanticizing him, going there. He's like a like they did
Now
with
it's
that one
turning. Look, okay,
criminal.
then you're doing it. Okay, look at you.
What? So anyway.
Whoever gets into the topic.
So they've romanticized him because he's not a horrible looking dude. So they have all these like memes and stuff about him and everything, and being like, they're kind of doing what they did to that one criminal a while back, where when he smiled for the camera, all the ladies went nuts, but then it turned out like when he showed his teeth or something, they were all gone or something.
Yeah.
Remember that?
The only picture I saw of him was like I guess whatever security footage it was with like him near him, and it was all in black and white. Like that's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, so listen, let me get deeper. We can't just jump on. Here's what we got. So, Luigi right now is not my opinion, but I can tell you is the opinion. I've scrolled a lot in the last few days, and I could tell you the voice that's out there, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Is Luigi is kind of the symbol of where the mindset is, not my opinion, of the average hardworking American right now in America. This get up when the sun comes up, before the sun comes up, to go to a job, to you work until it's dark again, and then you barely can enjoy your life and your time, and then all that so you can just go and have a couple days off during the weekend.
Right.
While these elites cause, not my opinion, while these elites cause wars, while they cause famines, while they cause even the delay in aid to our own states to where we're have people still dying in, where is it, up in Tennessee and South Carolina from where their towns were destroyed. But no one's talking about that right now. They're not able to get supplies in there. People are still sleeping in tents.
That's true.
And,
It's been like
and
completely
people are just
forgotten.
dying.
What happened?
So when that storm hit, and then it hit the East Coast, and like up above Gatlinburg and all that, like all
Right.
those towns like flooded and everything, like a couple
And got
months
pretty much
back.
wiped out.
Oh,
They're-
see, you
they
forgot about
still
that,
don't-
right?
Yeah, they still haven't even like been able to get supplies, and there's been people living in tents, like tons of them, and these people have been freezing to death.
So
Yeah.
just think about that situation, and now think about the elites. Now, I'm not saying there are not some elites that have earned their place, hardworking people that are that have got there, but for the most part, a lot of elites don't know what it is like to have struggled a lot, and they don't understand where we are, where the average human is, or
Ooh, I got chills. Hold on.
as a mindset right now. So, for instance, the elites for this healthcare representative, the individual, they claimed that he was getting denied, his mother was getting denied services or whatever, that she couldn't get treatment, and so they don't have to go through the denials that you know what I'm saying? So it's like sending the message of like, hey, we're just more than just a number. We're more than just like a profit, because more than just a dollar sign, because once again, not my opinion, but that's the way the average hardworking American feels, is that large corporations and large elites just see you as a worker bee, right? And then you commit the majority of your life to a corporation just so you can survive. And now it's getting to the point to where individuals, the jobs they've been trying to be dedicated to for 20 and 30 years, they're having to pick up 2 and 3 jobs just to be able to pay rent and to buy groceries. You know what I'm saying? And I understand some people aren't as frugal as they should be, and they buy stuff that they probably don't need. But we're talking about the average individual not being able to afford the necessities that they've been able to, had their whole life. See, one thing you have to be careful. Sometimes you have to be careful about when you're looking at videos online. Is a lot of people like to bring back stuff they
Old videos.
recorded.
Yeah, okay, that makes more
a
sense.
few like a years ago or
But
whatever.
sometimes there's stuff like that for like events too. Like
And then instead of going checking the source, they'll just start forwarding it, and they associate everything with it, because it's hard for us to. We automatically, for the most part, see what we believe what you see. But now they're trying to say with AI, can you even believe what you see? You know what I'm saying? So like the
'cause those
videos
videos
you
look
look at on TikTok now,
realistic
it's
now.
like, wow, man, how do you do that? And you realize that's not even real.
sometimes you can't even tell though.
I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, the people look real, the events look real, and I mean, there's some very skilled individuals, So imagine if we're able to see that type of talent with just the small technology that we have. then you imagine what people can do with the more advanced technology, right? Well, it's been about 50 minutes. I don't know if we'll get too much into Luigi, but what I was saying is he's kind of like a hero right now. I don't have an opinion on it because like I said, I don't have a lot of knowledge about the case. And regardless, all life is a life, but they did even go as far as, like I said earlier, as now doing like wanted posters for the other CEOs of healthcares,
That's so weird, though.
So it's like, and they're saying basically that represents the majority now. And that it's the only way that you can still be controlled by the system for entertainment purposes only is continue to work to go by the system that you've been taught. For instance, it's normal to work 12, 14 hours a day, 5 and 6 days a week, just to be able to keep your lights on. That's normal. That's the new normal. That's not the new normal. It shouldn't be your new normal. You shouldn't work until you die, I mean.
No, you should be able to enjoy life.
Yep. And once it's, I know a lot of people put it on themselves that live beyond their means. And I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the individuals that are legitimately trying just to keep up with life. They're not looking for extra. They're not saying, hey, I want to have my Xbox Live subscription renewed. They're talking about just having a can of beans and having a tent to be able to sleep in.
Right.
So it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, but like I said, then you have to go focus on. Then you have to shift your mindset once you get off these topics,
To
regular life. Back to regular broadcasting.
Then you try to go to sleep.
Yeah. And then it's.
And then your dreams just get weird.
Look, let's don't get.
I had a dream about a UFO last night.
Let's don't get on the other videos that you've seen that where the spinning type of orbs, which is our actual biblical representation of angels.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's talking about how it's described exactly in the Bible. How these angels, because
like that, though?
I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of fact checking. So, but I think unfortunately what we do as humans is we always try to apply human characteristics to things we hear. For instance, if I say angel, you have to apply some type of arms, legs, and stuff like that to it to be able to comprehend what it looks like. And for, and the same thing for me for a while, the same thing when people say God. I'm like, okay, what does he look like? You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of look like, we can't comprehend what God would look like. We can't comprehend what angels would look like because they're not these they're not these images, what you've been taught in Sunday school. They're not these little things with small wings back there, because if they showed you what angels look like for real in Sunday school, it would scare you to death.
Exactly, yeah, because, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It would scare you to death if you were taught that angels look a certain way in Sunday school. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're taught.
That's what I'm saying. In the Bible, it's described as more of a.
It's more of a spiritual,
like a beastly type look.
Right.
Too.
It has a description of it. Maybe can you pull up a description and see what and look at our source. But we have to be careful of our source too, because you read this source, this group's going to say, well, you got it from here, but I just want a general description of it.
I don't remember seeing like a picture of what they described it to be or whatever, and it was a little creepy.
I mean, but look, just one good example of what they want an angel to look like, and you've been indoctrinated. I can't say the word.
Because even the angel emoji, it's
look the angel.
All it says is that they're sometimes depicted with human-like features.
Yes,
yeah, depicted.
But look,
Yeah.
and you've been indoctrinated to think it majority of your life, because on the top of your Christmas tree is the angel you're supposed to think about. I mean, if you look over there, it's like a little blonde head.
They do not appear to have wings.
They look like a little blonde. I mean, I know angels have the angels on top of Christmas trees have changed over years, but the typical, most conservative angel that if you would see on a tree, even back still 10 or 20 years ago, would have been your common angel that we've had for 25 years or 22 years, is the little angel with the white dress that you slide over the top of the tree, and it's got wings and blonde hair, and it looks to be a female. So it looks friendly. So, but I think we're trying to apply those human characteristics to it to better be able to try to understand it and to be able to try to relate. You know, because it doesn't challenge us and it doesn't make us sound like we're crazy if we say, yes, the angel is the little blonde girl, kind of like with wings and see-through. When in all reality, it's maybe more dealing with energy, and it does maybe have a shape, but it's not the wing top shape that we're thinking about that we've always been taught. You know?
Well, it says in like Genesis and in Mark, it says like they appeared to women at Jesus' tomb and they looked like ordinary men. But when they appeared to the shepherds in Luke 2:9, they're described as shining with the glory of the Lord. Some are depicted in Isaiah 6:2 being described as seraphim, which is 6 wings, and as cherubim, which are depicted with wings in Ezekiel 10:5.
So there's different.
Some are described with multiple faces or unusual features.
Right. So
Here in Ezekiel 1:5-14. I mean, you said sources. This is a Bible.
right. So, but I'm gonna, you're
So-
giving scriptures within one
Yes.
source. Yeah.
So, 4 describes a cherubim with 4 faces: human, lion, ox, and eagle,
As one angel.
with wheels within wheels.
Wheels, tons of wheels.
Yeah.
Does that look like anything on your tree?
No.
But the thing is, it's right there in the Bible.
I know.
So for you really to even have a conversation really with most believers, and I would say most of them would probably be uneducated to the point that they would probably not even have the discussion that what an actual angel may look like.
But it did say it had 4 faces. A human was one of them.
I mean, that's odd, though, right? So
A
maybe
human, lion, ox, and eagle with wheels and wheels within wheels.
So can there be shapeshifters and come in the form of people? Because look, what about the stories of
Well,
angels?
And it also says they don't marry or reproduce. They don't experience death, but what is it? That's all I'm looking to. Let's see.
It has a human face, has an ox head.
Genderless.
Yeah. Yes, genderless. I mean, like it's odd, right? I
But
mean,
look, when you like the first result when you type it in, this is the thing that pulls up.
When you typed in what?
Realistic angel.
but here you cannot.
But I mean,
Even like I'm saying, it's very difficult. Like number one, I never try to get anyone to believe anything different
Right.
at all.
And they got to do their own research.
Do your own research, draw your own conclusions, and then whenever you reach a point, I don't think you ever really you should never get to a point of where you're not asking questions.
Right.
Like you shouldn't just accept everything that you hear as being the truth, because there's a lot of bad sources. You know, but I'm not saying that what you've been taught is not out of the goodness of someone's heart, because that's all they may have ever known and they've never believed. And they believe it with all their heart until they maybe saw something from a different way, right?
Right.
So what was y'all talking about?
What angels look like.
Right. So it's hard for us to fathom anything different than an angel looking like what you have seen in coloring books or on top of a Christmas tree, because we would then have to change our way of thinking. If you think that an angel may have looked like 4 heads, even in the Bible, like you say, if you're a Christian and you believe the Bible, and you say that even in the Bible it says that an angel would have these 4 heads, have tons of wheels, how do you even comprehend what that looks like?
why would it have wheels?
And even made that angels may be without gender. Like, what is that? Where does that throw your beliefs into?
But But why does it have wheels?
Why would it
But
need?
it
But
also
but those
says,
wheels,
but within the same Bible, they
Wheels
appeared
like that it
as-
rolls on?
or
or
what
like
if
That's
that's
just like
gear
one
wheels.
type of
Listen.
angel, because in the same Bible,
uh-huh.
you know,
There's
it
multiple
talks
species
about,
of angels?
yes, because
Yes.
because when the angels appeared, when they put Jesus in the tomb,
Now
and the
listen,
angels appeared to
it's
Mary and the other ladies at the tomb, they appeared to look like ordinary men.
Now, this is going to go. That ties us into Anunnakis. And if I said that wrong, I apologize, because there are some people that are just
Are those the people?
they are
Are
very
they the fallen angels?
they're the very experts, and I admire them for their knowledge. And I'm going to butcher it, but falling angels, still biblical sense. Falling angels, went into the ocean. That's what the belief is, and that's where these angels, these different species of angels, we've said there's different species of aliens. So a lot of people believe that these aliens are actually angels or demons, and that this is the Anunnaki returning, the gods, because there's
And
a
that
lot
the
of
depths of the ocean are really, in sense, like the depths of hell or something like that.
basically like it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to explain because, like I said, it's a very deep subject, but those individuals also believe to a certain extent that obviously that the Bible is only part of the story. It tells some truth, but it challenged you to think beyond that, right? Like, did it leave out certain books when it got interpreted? Did it leave out certain messages when King James had it interpreted, right? Valid questions from people who think. But the Anunnaki are the angels, the falling angels, even that would go into biblical when we talk about revelations. So you will hear from a lot of people that haven't been vocal on this concept of end time. And I'm not saying it's end times. I wouldn't go on record saying anything like that. But you have a lot of very spiritual, biblical people that are saying that these are angels, and these are biblical angels. Mm-hmm. And if you read your Bibles, they're biblical angels. So they're saying these biblical biblical angels are in the skies, and the things are coming, some partly from the oceans, are fallen angels that may be the evil demonic. So they may think that people are on the verge of the rapture and tribulation is one point of view. That's on the religious side of, Christianity. That's one point of view, that if people are in the know about what's going on, keep in mind, there are a lot of churches and there are a lot of people that still don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. They don't know what's going on. Now, is that not ironic that when we're just now finding out about it on right here before Christmas, and then what's coming up in January? This January 7th. Well, so what's happening on 17th? I think it's the 17th.
Inauguration Day?
What's happening on the 18th?
What do you mean?
TikTok's getting banned?
That's the 19th.
19th, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Why would you force all this out there?
Oh,
What is
that's a TV.
Yeah.
I thought that thing was listening again.
Why would you pump all this information out there? Why would you throw all these theories out there?
What thing listening?
Wait.
in?
Inauguration Day is January 20th.
Is it
TikTok's getting banned
the day before?
January 19th. Right?
Whichever one it is. It's a significant thing that they would be doing, throwing out all this information about all this stuff happening.
And then taking it all away.
And people are finally awake a little bit. Some people are more and more, because whether you look at it from one point of view or another, let's look at it. The people that are flooding it from the Christian point of view of TikTok are saying it's the rapture.
Right.
Okay. Then you have Anunnakis, which are saying not really the rapture.
Not even all the Christians believe it's the
No,
rapture.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
a very small percentage of them think
I'm
it's the
saying
rapture right now.
that a lot of them are pushing, if they're vocal on TikTok and they're very vocal about what they believe it is, you would have no other route to go other than the rapture during this time. Because if you took any other stance, then it may go against what you perceive or believe in, like aliens. Like, how can that be real? You know, but it was never said that we are the only things that was ever been created ever. We just assumed, and we've always been taught that we're the only thing that exists. So, but man, you look at all, let's just say if it's all real, and there's many universes, there are many planets, and there's all this space out there, why would we be the only speck? If you look at the universe as a whole, we are a tiny speck in the universe. Why would we be the only life form or anything that exists with knowledge? Why would we be the only planet that has existence and life form on it?
Okay, but the world, like, we've been around. Well, we haven't, but the world's been around for so long. Why are they just now, like, making it known, like with the aliens, whatever?
Okay, so now that gets a deeper theory. How far you want to go with this? Because
Some
This
people
goes
believe
along-
that we've been reset
no,
several times.
there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the hard
That's
reset.
why we find all these ancient ruins from like that dates back to so many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, because that was the civilization that lived before us. Like,
and they made it
before
that
this
far in
world.
advance.
They had made it that far in advance. So like it would be like if our world, ended, and then the
People
new
come
world
along
reset,
and they
like,
found
after so
us.
long, and all this was now buried under,
Okay, let's just say
clay
like
and
if it was
dirt
okay.
and-
Let's just say like in Minecraft, if you dig down and
still come find a
build
house.
and you see
Or
the-
like a cave.
you can build underground worlds, right? And then you can't see what's really going on there if you come up here on this surface, right? You don't know all the destruction. You could have had a whole village going on down here, all right? But you can access it, right? So one way for you to do it, to hide that, is to, if all the destruction was there and put in place, you could say, okay, we're going to do a hard reset. I don't like the way that looks. I'm just going to come here and put another patch of grass in and start over. So you have another layer. But as you go on through life and you start over, you come back to this world over here and you start digging and you go down there and you realize, what is all this stuff? Wow, someone's been here before. How did this get here? Like, how did these pyramids get here that were like these, like very specific shapes, and they had all these hieroglyphics on there that were cut in with lasers? How did that technology exist before we did back in the
Right.
Egyptian days? Like, how did the Egyptians have better
Yeah, and then-
technology
than we do now.
than we do right now?
To get, they can't. Like even those pyramids, they're so exact.
They're exact, and
Yeah.
they're so like
And then the designs.
the
that they
designs
have,
and the
like,
lines. It's just, they're perfect.
It's like they had lasers.
Human
or something.
hands did not make those pyramids.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's like a good amount of them too. Like,
So now the hard reset falls in line almost with a rapture, because they believe that a new heaven, you would be promised, your spirit will be made anew, whatever, and into the heaven. The hard reset is like, well, kinda, but on a hard reset, maybe you don't really necessarily have to die unalive, and maybe you're actually living through what you've always been promised. So from whatever viewpoint that you see it right now, if you're hearing about everything, your mind is saying, I'm getting to actually experience whatever I've been taught. The rapture's coming. The Anunnaki are returning. The hard reset's taking place. And let's reference that with the hard reset of The Simpsons that's been around for
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
45 years, or I
you
don't know
hear
how
about
long
that?
it's been,
Yeah.
25, 45 years. I mean, The Simpsons have been around as long as I can remember.
That's just odd.
And
like,
they've strangely predicted,
so much stuff.
they predicted so much stuff that occurred. Now, coincidental, and for entertainment purposes only, they predicted a lot of stuff that took place in the future. I mean, like, and it's
they
very
have this-
ironic, right?
And they have their end of the.
And then now they have their
series,
series finale
But then they say on there this
that it's a
isn't-
hard this isn't the
This isn't the end.
it's just a hard reset. It's just a reset.
It's just a
had
reset.
chills.
I
So-
know, I do. I get them all the time.
You know,
every
and
time we
people are
talk
like,
about
what is it? And then they pulled their game from the App Store And so it's like, is Simpsons like the
Let me see if I can.
the thing
They
for
pulled
each?
their game.
They did something from the app store. They discontinued or whatever. It's like they're just totally just like disconnecting from it.
Oh my gosh.
And I know some people are saying it's because one of the actors or actresses, you know, it would be disrespectful to go on. I think one of them got sick or whatever. But it's deeper than that.
It
I mean,
actually says, do you want to
Yeah,
hear about
read
the
it.
episode? It says, the season 6 premiere of The Simpsons titled Bart's Birthday features a fake finale that's ultimately reset. And the episode centers around Bart experiencing an AI-generated ending where Springfield's residents lose their exaggerated personalities. Bart refuses the ending, resetting the episode and revealing the creator's mockery of ending the long-running show. But it still says the end, and then it says and says something about no, not really. It's a reset. So
like I said, if you believe in the hard reset, so you can really see where some of these people would have valid points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard. Look, I'm going to tell you, like, I've met some very, very highly respectable people and intelligent people that believe way differently than I do. And I'm open to that, right? Because I'm not so closed-minded because, look, if you respect that individual truly, then you have to respect some of their viewpoints. You know what I'm saying? They're not asking you to change it, but you shouldn't be so closed-minded to think that you have the only knowledge about everything, in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? And because you can even go down to different religions. And like I'm saying, like, let's don't even split it between, I just lumped all religious people into one category.
Right.
I didn't even break it up into Christians, Buddhists. I didn't break it up because once you get into that category, now each one of them's got it wrong. You see what I'm saying? So not only do we
we're
say,
not saying that
no,
any of it's wrong.
no, and I'm not giving you a point of view from myself at all. I'm just giving you theories. This don't represent anything. I'm just giving you hypothetical situations.
Not our beliefs.
No. But the reason different religions are formed is because of different beliefs. Like, it may be something as simple as not believing that music should be played in church. So you believe everything pretty much closely in the Bible, the Bible, like, but you don't really believe in the music, right? And then, and I know what denomination that is, and that's not a knock on you. I'm just giving you an example. You may say that it's like music is a distraction, right? There are some people that believe that music distraction has a place in church, that you should just sing with your voice. Okay, that's what you believe. Power, so be it to you. But that type of denomination started because of differences of opinions within original doctrines of religion. For instance, the things that the original people that interpreted the King James Bible believed back then when they taught religion, that is not the same. Someone disagreed with what they thought and taught, so they went and started their own church, and they're like, okay, let's King James. Let's just bring him up. I'm not going to go into him, but let's just say if their church was King James Baptist, they'd be like, okay, let's name our church this, and be like, well, no, we don't want to name it that because we don't want to be associated with King James Baptist. So let's name it this. That way, no one even know what it is, and they'd be like, that way, like, you can go over there and say, hey, did you want to come join? You want to hear about this? And they're like, well, no, I'm kind of over here. Like, I used to. So even in our own religions, we try to split ourselves and divide. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to believe at some point in time that there's not pieces that each people have right. Like these individuals that spend their whole life, like let's say monks or whatever, and they're very spiritual, and they believe that they've been taught, maybe they've never heard about Jesus or another God. Their whole life, they've only been taught about Buddha or whoever, and they've done good for their community, and they have done like they've they've done way more than you and I could ever even imagine for people. And we think we've done stuff for people, but they would put us to shame. You're going to tell me that because he believes maybe something different, you know, that he's not going to get to reap the benefits that you did while you were on earth, like as in your afterlife. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it's hard to fathom that, right? When you think about it, right? Because you've been taught your whole life, it's just this way or the highway.
And that's what they've been taught their whole life too. So.
And that's what they've been taught their whole life. And we're saying so like I'm saying, we divide ourselves even among religions, not even talking about, you put religion in one category, you put science in one category, you put, you know, other different beliefs in different categories, you know, aliens. And so now it's like, it's so much divided. And who do you believe? Where do you go with the information? And it's like, and people are going to say, just believe in what you've always taught. And if that works for you, that's great. You know, it really does. And I hope what all we've been taught is exactly what it is. But what my question is, what are you going to do if they show you an alien on TV? Or if they show you an alien, if an alien knocks on your door? What is that going to...
Come on in, buddy.
No, what is that going to do to your beliefs? What does that put you in your belief system? Are you, when you see...
right where we are.
And then here's another question. Based off of what you've been taught and what you believe, with whatever shows up to your door or whatever appears to you, if it does, are you going to see it with how you've envisioned it? Are some people going to see demons? Are some people going to see energy? Are some people going to see angels like the Christmas tree? Different species, they take on forms of faces. They got wheels. You see what I'm saying? My main question in that was like, let's just throw it out there hypothetically. You know, if it was real, if alien did land and he did come to the door, what would you expect that alien to look like, and what would that do to what you've always believed?
I don't know what I would expect it to look like because, you know, there's E.T.
You've always
then
been...
there's like the resident alien.
And you've always been forced to make him think
and
he's
then
gray.
there's
And
then there's
or
like
green or and then
which
there's,
O's the people of aliens,
yeah,
and they're
O.
like the tentacle, like octopus almost looking creatures. And there's aliens in the attic. They're like these short, stubby.
Yeah.
But like
and then there's
typically
the
when
movies that portray aliens where
think
they look
about
like humans.
an alien, or like you try to find like alien based objects, they're always these green or gray,
or
super
something like
skinny.
similar
Yeah,
to this, like
green or gray or
But then
brown,
what did they do
super
over time?
skinny.
What did they do over time? They started making you see that, well, they can actually be humans.
Like
the ones you just said, the movie, Resident Alien. He blends in with the community.
Yeah, and then the baby alien.
Not even hardly anyone knows he's an
even
alien.
even in home, they like invaded their Earth, but they all like ended up all living in like
harmony.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you know?
Like, how do you know the people that walk among us right now aren't?
Which goes back to the
I don't think they're
skinwalker
all
theories.
humans.
Yeah, like
I mean, there's a few of them.
well, I get like the reptilian thing, but if they can, if say like the actual, you know, the aliens that we think like these can take life form, well, morph or whatever. How do you know that people were like not like talking to, like on a daily basis could be
right? Like just an average. Like, what if your average Joe neighbor that you've always respected, and you've hung out with 20 years of your life, and you've hung out with, you ran around with, you grew up with, went to school with, and you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden they just reveal that they're an alien.
Because even
I mean,
in, like,
I'd be like, okay.
Even like
I'd be
I'd
like,
be a
cool.
little shocked.
I'd be like, cool, bro.
Or I'd be like,
Or I'd
oh,
be
it
like,
makes more sense now.
I'd be like, is that cool, or did they take their body? Which one?
Like, have you always been this, or did you take over my friend
Who
at
are
a
you going to
certain
believe,
point?
though? Like, what are they
don't
going to tell
know.
you? If I took over your body and I was trying to convince somebody I wasn't a body snatcher, you'd say, oh, yeah, well, I was a body snatcher. Or be like, no, it's been me the whole
yeah,
time.
but you
Like,
wouldn't
you
even
had
know
to
how
tell
long they've
me-
been in that body for.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did you meet them?
Unless just one day they just had like a random, oh, you seem different now. And then-
Yeah, like, you know, like.
But I would they're much smarter than that, so they would probably wouldn't notice the difference. I don't know.
These are a lot of rabbit holes.
I know. Just keep.
But there are people that are totally, and like I said, it brings us to it. Is it that we're spreading too much information quickly?
But wait a minute.
Or,
Now, okay, just stop right there because I gotta say something, or I will forget what I'm going to say.
all right,
So-
yeah. Don't move your hands or that, remember that thing will,
Yeah. All right. So what if the aliens,
okay. Whatever aliens mean to you,
whatever they are,
for entertainment purposes
for
only.
entertainment purposes only,
Entertainment.
enter-
Entertainment.
listen.
Can I have a please burger cheese?
Yeah, that was funny.
Did you see that video?
That was.
Hang on, I don't want to break. Go ahead and let her go.
So anyway, if they have the capabilities to use their hands to heal us,
Okay.
like cancer, like as depicted in some movies and shows and things
Kind of
like
like
that.
if people are familiar with Reiki. Yeah, Reiki
but
healing.
when the aliens do it because they've got like,
Right.
but
They let you
maybe
see the energy.
They let us see their
Right.
energy, right? That we all possibly already harness. That some of us choose not to use.
It's hard for us to believe that energy being visible, but
Visible,
a lot of
but
people
we can
believe in
feel
it,
it.
and you can feel it.
Yes.
But it's just that would be
So,
dumb to think that
then
it
what
have
would
color,
be
like an
then
aura, right?
That would be amazing for them to be able to come down and help us out with like cancers and things
Mm,
like that.
But then that would
But
be
then that would be
go
awful
back to the other
for
thing.
the pharmaceutical industries and
Once
for
again-
entertainment purposes only.
If every cure was found for every sickness,
Then a lot
then
of
people would be out of business.
job.
Yep.
So then no doctors and all that.
Oh.
So that would be bad.
Well,
That
now
would
once
be
again, for
bad.
entertainment purposes only, you don't want too many people sticking around too long, especially since the way the world is increasing in population, right?
It's just nice to think about.
Yeah, it's just
It's just pipe dreams.
yeah, it's not really pipe. We're not dreaming about it.
Not really dreaming about it, but
say-
a lot of people
Did you
pipe
say
dream.
a pipe dream?
They're just
That
like
means it can't go anywhere.
these are just like
Can't go through the
random.
pipe.
I mean, but people do dream of a world where people that they love are healthy and things like that. So I mean, it's nice to dream of that, but not like it's gonna happen.
I'm not real sure where you went.
I'm not either, to be honest.
What
We
you
were
talking
talking
about?
about the aliens healing people with
Yes.
energy, and then but if that happened, a lot of people would be out of jobs.
Jobs, yep. So that goes to the next point of a higher level thinking of we've,
I was on topic. Y'all got off topic.
which goes to our next point of people thinking the aliens are coming back because they gave us a chance, and we are at the
And we're
point now.
blowing it.
We've really
We
screwed
need
it
help.
up.
We're
We're going. Look, if you
didn't
want,
do it.
look,
We didn't do it.
we thought we look,
didn't do it.
we thought we did the best we could with the information we had.
At the time.
Y'all not doing much with nothing. The information, because y'all don't. I'm not saying y'all because I'm
Like-
not lumping y'all into a category.
Like my generation, or like
I would think a lot of your generation now is becoming more aware but I think your generation is more to believe in that type of stuff than our generation is.
But our generation was kind of like told not to believe in
Right,
that kind
because
of stuff.
if you
everything
thought it-
was evil. Anything that's different is
Look,
bad.
For the longest, you got options. You did have options.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believed
Now
aliens
listen.
were real since before
Now,
I can
listen,
remember.
I'm going to tell you, in the old days, you did have options. You could either believe what they told you to believe, or they could
out.
probably burn you at the stake,
That
or
was
they
a
could-
long time
Send you to the
ago.
loony bin.
or they could stake you in the heart,
Oh.
or they could send
the
you to a loony
vampires.
bin, or you just believe, or you could just believe what they told you.
Or you
Which
could be sent to a
one?
camp.
Hang on, take your time. Which one do you want?
I'd rather not be burned or killed at the stake, unalived at the stake.
Okay, so
Maybe I just believe what I want to believe.
Again, that's going
behind
back
closed
very
doors.
far back in history.
yes,
Behind closed doors.
Behind closed
Not
doors,
be
so-
vocal about it.
but it took. But when you're vocal about it, you're crazy or you're rebelling. So usually when you
Right.
go against the status quo, you're called rebelling, or that
Like
you're
back
just
in the
a
80s, for example, if you dyed your hair crazy colors or wore a mohawk, those
Right.
were the bad kids
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were rebels.
earrings.
And then now it's like,
uh-huh.
I'm talking about rebels in hair color. For real. So anyway,
They're just getting a good look at you.
back then,
They want to make sure that's who it is. put your mugshot out on the.
Yeah, well,
You becoming the next Robin Hood.
I'm not gonna be a Robin Hood. But anyway, but now I mean, when people, and there's still quite a few people that still believe that if you have purple hair or pink hair, like that you were some form of a rebel.
A rebel.
You were rebellious in some
But
form.
every generation has called it something different.
Yeah, punk. You know, like now it's cool.
I call it creative.
Yeah, I mean, like, who cares what color your hair is? Like,
We're going so deep on so many different topics, but look,
I
I
have
5 degrees.
I know.
I take care of my family. We've done decent for ourselves. We're very blessed. I have 4 or 5 tattoos, and I hope that whenever you see me in public, that you judge me based off these tattoos, because you're the type of person I don't want to talk to.
Exactly.
I don't want to be with someone that based off, if you saw me on the street, based off what I look like, with the color of my hair or the color of my skin, the color of my tattoos. If you're going to judge, I don't need you in my life.
Right.
So you can just walk on by. So if it offends you, I'm glad it offends you, because it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
It's to be able to
Touch my side one more time.
Oh, she's petting the dog.
You pet him.
She thought she was
That's
petting
not
the
me.
dog, and she was
Yes,
petting
you
her,
keep
The
petting.
dog.
petting Callie.
No, you keep doing this and you keep touching my side.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. But listen, it's generational. That's what I always go back to, what you've been indoctrinated to, right? It is, and I think we've gotten. What are you doing?
What's wrong?
My parents, your parents, were taught slightly different things than what we currently believe or have been not privy to, that have been that has been, what is the answer? What is it? So basically the way the times are changing, we've had to see a lot more changes go on, and they have as well, right? Mm-hmm. So it is very hard for them to accept a lot of things, right?
Right.
Because it's like, whether we want to admit it or not, I mean, times are way different than what they were even 10 to 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, the type of stuff that, but the thing is, it's what it becomes, what is acceptable to you as an individual.
Right.
Because the same type of people that will, I'm not going to go deep with it, but the same type of people that will condemn you about something will then come in here and watch certain things on TV that is against what they believe in. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But they're going to condemn you for having a tattoo.
Right.
But they're willing to cast their own stone. And when you deal with people like that, it's because they're dealing with other issues within themselves, And I try to look past that in people, it's because you can't force anyone to change their mindset. You can't force anyone. You can't force them to change how they think or believe. Mm-hmm. All you can do is plant seeds. Mm-hmm. You can tell them your opinion on something, mm-hmm. and then maybe over time, either maybe something will happen to them and they'll start thinking something differently, know? But the biggest thing is, a lot of people don't know that there's something else to believe, Mm-hmm. And to even think about it is just strictly taboo. What's he doing?
I think he needs to go outside.
All right, y'all ready to end it or what?
I think so. It's been about an hour and a half.
Yep.
I don't feel that long.
I know, because it's pretty been interesting topics. All right. All right, we're signing off here at our Clues podcast. Sean, Stephanie, and Callie.
Hold on. Wait. And we're going to say thank you for joining us on this journey through some of the most interesting things that's going on today.
Did you write a script?
Yes, I did. I hope that we've given you plenty to think about, and maybe even a few sleepless nights.
I'm trying to cut you. I want to cut this out now. Gracious with you.